Well, I hope you enjoyed the introduction to HTML and CSS. In this tutorial, we actually learned quite a bit. We structured an HTML page using proper HTML5 tag structure. We looked at normal document flow in HTML and the importance of understanding how your document flows when you're getting ready to lay your page out with CSS. We used the most common tags in HTML and built a working web application using those tags from start to finish. We learned how to work with headings in HTML and the importance of the H1 tag in HTML, especially as it pertains to SEO, and how important it is that we have only one H1 tag per page in our HTML documents. We also looked at using CSS external style sheets to style our pages and lay out our site following best practices. And there are a lot of people out there that don't use best practices when laying out sites, and it really hurts them in their SEO. So always try to follow best practices as you're laying out your own sites. We looked at how to style a main navigation system. We talked about and demonstrated how to attach links, and we used pseudo elements to change the effects of an element based on whether or not it's active and whether or not it's being hovered over. We added images to our HTML document. We learned how to properly float elements to achieve an offset two-column layout in CSS. And believe it or not, that's one of the more difficult layouts to achieve, the offset layout, because a lot of people will do one column or two column or three column. Very seldom do you see people do offset layouts, and it's actually probably one of the most attractive layouts in HTML. We also did styling of inline elements using our span tag. We learned how to style text inside of paragraphs. And again, as a web developer, we use that a lot when we develop our web pages. We looked at how to use a mail to link in the HTML to actually set up our contact page, and how to set up the different attributes in that mail to link so that not only could we get the mail to address, but we actually set up a subject line inside the mail itself. How to add pages to our site, and how to build menu systems so we can access those pages of the website and as it grows. So I hope you enjoyed the series. I put this together as an introduction to HTML and CSS because many of the students in my college class, as well as many of the visitors that I have to the website, have asked me, hey, could you put together a free series that would just give me the basics of building a web page? And that's where this came from. It came from the impact and the input of users like you that are watching these tutorials. So if you have any future suggestions or things that you'd like to see on the website, just drop me an email. I read every one of the emails I receive, and many of them I actually respond to and modify or change or add tutorials based on their input. So it was meant to show you that it's not difficult to build web pages from scratch. There's a tremendous amount of satisfaction in building a website yourself from scratch, and it really isn't that hard. The tools are out there. A lot of the tools are free, and it doesn't take a lot to learn how to do this. And the web is becoming the communication center of the future. Everybody's communicating on the web. So I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the other tutorials that are available at www.ontargethtml5.com. I've got hundreds of free tutorials up there. I've actually got some really good tutorial packages. If you really want to get in depth and learn about HTML or learn about JavaScript or PHP or developing dynamic websites, Bootstrap, those tutorials are out there. You can view them, you can purchase them, you can watch a lot of them free. I appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you in my next tutorial series.